What's up, music fam? As music producers and beat makers, our music is really just a culmination of our experiences and our passion for what we love. My music might not sound like your music, and your music might not sound like my music. But my hope is that you can hear my heart as I share these videos with you. I'm back, making another R&B beat, as I share some production tips with you about how you can better put your feelings and your emotions, your experiences, into your beats. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I remember my dad telling me I was peculiar. And looking back, I can honestly say that I've always stood out just a little bit. Okay, maybe a lot. Now bear with me, because this is going somewhere. And I'm going to tell you how this applies to you and your music. As a child who didn't want to stand out, and honestly, kind of just wanted to get lost in the crowd, it took me some time to get used to being different. But I am. And I've been different for some decades now. And I actually love who I am. I've heard all my life that we're made in God's image. But I finally understand just how significant that makes not only me, but you as well. So for all of you who think you're maybe just a little too different, for all of you who just can't seem to fit in, congratulations. You might just be a producer, a musician, or some other creative. Because honestly, we're all just a little bit different. And as much as you wish you could simply fit in, you were clearly made to stand out for a reason. I think my reason might just be to share this message with you. But what does this mean for your music? Well, as I've said before, if God gave you a gift or a talent, there's someone you're meant to help with it. But even though it's not just for us, we do get to have some fun along the way. A big part of my development as a musician and producer was simply playing the keys alongside a singer. That's actually something I kind of miss, so I found this vocal sample in duets and decided to just play some piano along with it. I think one of the keys to adding your feelings and experiences is to just literally incorporate your own past experiences into your music. For example, I've heard producers who had prior experience on the drum line incorporate some crazy drum cadences that I would have never thought of. If playing the keys isn't one of your strengths, don't think you can't still be an amazing producer. Just focus on your own strengths and continue to grow in the areas you think you need to. I decided to take these vocal samples up an octave, but instead of just snapping them into place, I decided to use my ears to hear when they were on pitch. I just wanted to keep a little bit of that human element. Once you've learned the technicalities of making music, and once you have the musical ability, what do you do with it? Once you've watched all the beat making videos, and once you've mastered your technique, once it's time to hit record, what will you create? Well, that's when it's time to take everything that's in you, a culmination of all your highs and lows, all your joys and pains, everything you shared, and the person who's still left standing there, and let your music flow. You never have to force it. See, we all have our own reasons for being drawn to certain sounds, chords, melodies, or any other musical elements. And those are the things that make our music unique. For example, I realized that putting a certain reverb on piano takes me back to a certain place from when I was younger. That's something I didn't even realize for years. I just knew it felt good to me. So when I add that reverb to my pianos, that emotion transfers to my listeners. Again, you don't have to force that. Just begin to create. And when something sounds and feels good to you, just go with it. It really is just that simple. Another sure way to definitely add your feelings to your music is to just put your hands on that keyboard or on those pads and just let your emotions flow through your drums. This might sound a little oversimplified, but just banging those drums out adds so much more expression than just drawing them in your DAW. Every time you hit those keys or pads, you're adding so much more information than just which sound you're using. Even just how hard you're tapping the drums or the velocity adds your feeling, your emotions to your beats. Ironically, I decided to add auto-tune to the vocal samples to give the track more of a modern feel. I'm not ashamed to say that I've had to heal from some things, but if everything I've gone through meant that I could help someone else, I'd gladly go through it all again. Now that doesn't mean that I'm constantly giving lectures and motivational speeches, because that's just not who I am. I'm a producer, and my language is music. So after all is said and done, when the track is finished and handed over to the artist, that's when it's time for my music to speak. That's when it's time for my experiences, my heart, my intentions, to inspire the artist to write lyrics that will inspire their listeners. It's so much deeper than what we say out of our mouths as producers, because that can only go so far. But our music has the potential to go so much further. Adding some strings is always a good way to add some feeling to your music, if the track calls for it. If you're not quite ready to add chords with your strings, just play one-note string melodies. When I was young, my mom used to say all the time, if it's going to happen to somebody, it's going to happen to you. And looking back, it's kind of funny, because I really have been through some very unique situations. And one thing I can say after all of it is that I still love people and I still love life. I'm not bitter, I'm not broken. And honestly, I can only say that was God. I might not know you, but there's one thing I know about you that you can't deny. I know that no matter what you've been through, you're still here, and you still have a reason for being here. Now, if you're a producer, whether professional or hobbyist, that part of your life has a purpose. Whether it's just for your own peace and sanity, or whether your production is a tool for you to mentor someone, your production has a purpose. But my question for you is this: what do you want to put out into the world? What is it that you want your music to speak? Because as much as we unintentionally put ourselves into our music, our intentions do matter drastically. Just like strings, pads are always a good way to add some depth to your beats. And they're a simple way to add some expression. Contrast between highs and lows, loudness and quietness, is another way to add your feelings to your beats. Try just dropping your drums out every once in a while. This will also give the artist time to reflect, time to speak from their soul. I think this is something missing from a lot of today's R&B, and this is one of the ways we can bring back some of that emotion. If the artist feels the music, they'll have no choice but to add some feeling into their part of the song. So when it comes to what makes your music, it really just comes down to what makes you, you. I'd say it's a combination of your genetics, your experiences, and literally just how you were born. But your music is just a reflection of you and all the things that you are. And even though there's always room for improvement, attempting to change who we actually are will also mean changing what our music is really meant to be. And it would be a terrible thing to put all this effort into making the music, only to never touch the lives that our music was meant to touch. It might sound like I'm making it deep, but it really is that deep. My music literally cannot reach every single person, and neither can yours. There are people who simply aren't drawn to my music, and vice versa. This is why it's so important for us to truly realize who we are, and to put that into our music. So the next time you sit down to create, or when you're feeling stuck and looking for some inspiration, don't look outward. Don't look around to see what the next person is doing. Just sit back and relax, and let your music flow from within you. There's something that God placed in only you, for only you to share with the world, and it has no expiration date. You just have to be willing to share it. Adding some pitch bend, modulation, and rolls in your bass is another way to add your feelings or expression to your music. We could always just punch in an 808, but I think our bass lines are one of the biggest ways we can express ourselves in our beats. Like the bass line, a lead synth is another great way to add feeling to your beats. This is one way to make your tracks uniquely yours. I decided to replay the piano a little differently for the intro. These guitar bends just seem to add so much more expression to this beat. Never underestimate just how much more the mix can help you add more feeling and emotion to your music. Here's the final mix and arrangement. music, fam. That's all for now. But if this video helped you in any way, don't forget to like and subscribe for more like it. I appreciate you for coming through, and as always, you all be blessed.